Only war.
What is up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. We're gonna do a quick Patreon video for you guys. This was suggested. I talked to my Patreons in Discord, so if you guys are Patreons, you get your own specific Patreon tab in Discord that we are in most of 99% of the time. But I always ask, like, hey, what would you guys see in a quick video? What do you guys want me to talk about? All the suggestions are basically from my supporters that want, obviously, the channel to grow and join the Dirtbag Nation. So if you guys are interested, head over to patreon.com, get the support. If you guys aren't getting in the competitive scene or want to be in the competitive scene, we are ranked currently second in the United States as one of the best players for ITC. We are going for '1 this year, and we're currently ranked #1 for Chaos Space Marine player in the world. I think we're number 12 or 13 right now in the world for in general for 40k. So we know what we're talking about. Like, we have a lot of games under our belt. We have a lot of backing and support from our Patreons and the Dirtbag Nation across the world. But there's a lot that we want to talk about. There's just not enough time in the day. I did get married. I moved this year. There was a lot going on, and I'm still able to go to a ton of GTs because my wife loves me. Thanks, honey. But with this video, I want to talk about something quick. So let me see who gave me this suggestion. Drew gave me a suggestion, basically just talking about mastery of the core rules. I went over this in my interview with Art of War, who interviewed me after we won Nova Open, which was a 800 person major. It was 9 straight games. It was crazy. We won them all with Chaos Cold. It was insane. And one of the best questions that Art of War asked me was, how are you so good, I guess, so fast in 40k? Like, what made you do so well this year with just 40k in general? And we're going to get into that in this video and kind of go over what I said on that podcast. If you want to go watch it, it's a really good podcast. I have part 2 up on patreon.com, but you have to be a paid member on Art of War to get it, or on patreon.com to get it for us. But let's get into our sponsors first, and then we will get into the video and go over kind of my mindset on how to get better, specifically with core rules on 40k. What's up, gents? If you want to support the channel, the best way to support us is to click on any of these links in the descriptions, as well as on the main page. We have our 3d6 Wargaming, the objective markers. We have the Rexar Lasers Terrain. Use the code DIRTBAG for free shipping. And also the Patreon page. That'll be at the end of the video. But the merch store is the news store. If you guys want to support and wear some of the swag at the RTTs and GTs coming up, make sure you come up to me and say, hey, check out this swag, because I will love it. We have a bunch of Orc swag, a bunch of 40k swag, but mainly we got the Dirtbag swag. This tumbler, legit, use it every single day. Coffee and water, and then these hoodies are so comfortable. I would recommend getting a size up just so they're comfortable on you, as well as with the t-shirts and any of the muscle tees. But this jersey specifically, these are super lightweight, perfect for RTT and GT settings. The 4 ounce is the lightest weight that you could possibly get. It is, I would highly recommend the 4 ounce. The 6 ounce is a little bit heavier, but the 4 ounce is perfect for RTTs. We have white and black versions, and if you guys are interested, all the stickers are on the t-shirts as well. But guys, that's the best way to support us, is head over to Patreon and click on our merch store and represent the Dirtbags in some merch. Not only can you support us at the merch store, but you can also support us on Discord by messaging me specifically, DM. We sell poker chips, which are great for objective markers, naming specific units that have buffs or debuffs, and sticky objectives. We use them every single game. All of the stickers are available as you see over here. And then all these models, we have Cypher, which is in every single list. We have our Tech Priest for Grey Knights and any Space Marines that are really hard to get. We have the Phobos Librarian, the Phobos Lieutenant with the combi weapon. Caldas Assassin should still be in every single list, and the old school Cotiez model. We also have the widgets, which are used in every single game, as well as the dice. The dice are limited edition. Once they're sold out, they are gone forever. But guys, let's get back to the video. So we're going to get into kind of like some of the core rules that really stand out. It's not going to be super long of a video, hopefully. I might just ramble a little bit. But we're going to go over really what my mindset is on what to focus on, either getting into it, being a long-time war gamer, or just trying to get in the competitive scene. Kind of my mind, just giving it over to you on what I really focus on and get better at with the game. So it's you don't want to really memorize everything. If you guys are new to the channel, or if you guys have watched me for a long time, I I don't know a lot about the names of models or the opponents or whatever it may be. So like if you see a bunch of models across the table, you've never seen them before, you are going to realize what they do after the game, after something comes up or rules that, you know, maybe stand out to you. Infiltrate, rapid ingress, all the stuff, like all the stuff that I know for sure are the cool rules. All the stuff that you learn is just by experience and gameplay and stuff like that. There's still to this day a ton of Space Marines that I don't know the names. I know what they look like, I know what they can do, I still don't know the names. So don't get in a pinch if like you don't know the names of 90%. For me, it's probably 95% of this game. As long as you know what they look like and what they could do in general, you know what to look out for, what to fear, what to go after, what to ignore, and stuff like that. So that's my first tidbit: is don't get so caught up in the names and memorizing everything about this book. There's a couple guys in my community that know everything about everything, and I go to them for a lot of questions. Nolan, for example, knows everything about anything, but I don't know half of what Nolan knows, but I'm able to play at such a high level, even with knowing like this much of the fucking core and all that stuff. So that's my first thing. Second thing is, when you are playing at this high level and competitive play, you have to not keep doing the same mistake over and over. So that just comes down to you in general, I guess, as a person, because like, you can play this game and be super frustrated. Like I've seen players that throw models and get super mad about the game and say it's the dice's fault and all this like stuff. But really, if you just keep doing the same mistake and never improving from it, it's hard to get better and enjoy playing the game, because you keep doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. That's the definition of insanity. So I would say, take a look in the mirror, figure out, write it down if you have to. What is the one thing that you did good, and what is the one thing you did bad, or multiple things in this game specifically? After you're done the game, write it down, keep track of it, and every game, even like a little notebook, like a free app on your phone, you can track every game and just see what you did good, what you didn't do good. And if you start seeing the same thing over and over, that's the one thing you really have to focus and improve on every single game. And if you're not willing to do that, it's never going to change. I know there's a couple of people in my meta that have improved a ton once they realize what they have to improve on, whether it be deployment, movement turn one, secondaries, denying primary. Like there's a lot of people in my meta that learn a lot from playing against me as well, where they're like, fuck, I did that last time, let me not do that again this time. So that's another tidbit, is like, when you're improving, make sure that every single time, if you keep doing like turn one secondary, so you're not getting good score, make sure you don't do the same thing next game. So that would be my second tidbit. I guess third tidbit is mastering, this is what I went over in the Art of War podcast, is mastering the core rules. That's going to be most of this video, is really downloading what I have behind my head right here, is going to the Warhammer community, downloading the core rules. This is all free. This is on the website. You have the balance data sheet, Pariah Nexus tournament companion, 100%. Do this, core rules, all this stuff is all free, guys. So something simple as the Pariah Nexus companion datasheet, they put specific stuff that's different than the core rules and the main rules into this tournament packet, which 100% of tournament players and RTTs and GTs are going to be using this over the core rules. So some things that might change here, you have to know the difference between this and the core rules. And they sometimes make it easy where they kind of put it in bold or red, like here for an assassinate. Like they put in red what you need to know that changed from here into the core rules. So knowing this first obviously would be good. But this is one of the things that you're going to be memorizing and trying to remember the core thing. Now, every little tidbit you don't have to memorize. It's mainly the big things you have to memorize. I guess a good example would be the fact sheet. I don't know all these facts by heart. I just know if something comes up like you can't advance and throw a grenade. Like that popped up recently with the new facts. You can't fall back and throw a grenade. You can't like the grenade used to be the most broken strat, but once they changed it, you then have to memorize that change and know that that can never happen again by advancing, falling back, or doing whatever, and throwing grenades. So like that is the stuff that I'm trying to teach you, is like all those core rules you have to know in your head, so that way when it comes up in game, you can play quick, you know how to get around it, and you know how to take advantage of it as well. Taking advantage is huge in 40k. If you know the core rules more than your opponent, you're going to win most of your games, and I can guarantee you that. So if we go back to this, you can do the quick start guide, you can do the core rules, you can literally see the entire thing for free. The things that I want you to memorize is those phases. So that is really what's going to come down to, like, everybody knows the movement phase, the shoot phase, the charge phase, but there's many phases in between those other phases. One of the things right here is just coherency. Like the page 6 of like 1,000 is the coherency. There's still people in this game that still don't know the coherency and how to take advantage of it. So when you see like this example right here, you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 guys. Instead of putting your models like this, you can spread them out like a big line and then just put 2 triangles on the edges, like a triangle there and a triangle there. So if you can spread out by move blocking your entire unit super far away, keeping them all 2 inches away, like this example right here, they're all 2 inches away, and then at the ends you put 3 guys in a triangle, that's a perfectly good coherent unit that is going to move block a lot more on the table than this little example that they put here. That is what I'm talking about. Mastering that type of core rule and implementing it in the game is going to come with practice, seeing other people doing it, copying it, and then practicing it for yourself to get better at the game. Engagement range, that changed a lot from 9th edition to 10th edition. Engagement range is only getting within 1 inch or less of that opponent. Engagement range isn't the second rank. Isn't the base to base to base to base unit. It's not the half inch of half inch, which was 9th edition. An engagement range is only within 1 inch or less of that unit. So sometimes when it says like, if you made it into engagement range, you can then throw a grenade or do like a assault or something. So if you're base to base, you're not in engagement range, you're in second rank, or whatever the hell they call it. So stuff like that, knowing that core rule of what an actual engagement range is huge. So those are the type of like small core rules that you want to read throughout here and pick out the ones that are going to implement to you and your playstyle in your game. Knowing terrain rules is huge. Like I had a grandmaster who messaged me the other day and said like, hey, once I found out what the actual terrain rules was, I started winning more games because I didn't have other players take advantage of me by playing around or not getting cover when I should have, stuff like that. So watch my terrain video, but these types of terrain rules are huge. Dice, probably skip over. Wasn't really expecting to go through all of this. Battle shock, another big one. When battle shock actually happens, when points are calculated, command phase, beginning command phase, end of command phase, movement phases, advanced moves, all this stuff. Fallback is key, like desperate escapes, who dies, who doesn't die, when you can desperate escape, when you can't desperate escape. That's another great example. Moving over terrain features, flight now is huge. Reinforcements, knowing when you can come in, where you can come in. All these videos I have up on the channel. Disembark, how to disembark, how to re-embark, when you can disembark in each phase, you can re-embark in another phase. Interceptors for Grey Knights, like being wholly within or within, keywords like that. Guys, there's just so much that once you play it, it's the same rules for every single army. So once you know these rules, you can play any army with these rules. That's what's so cool about 40k is like once you master it, you see all these top players and GTs that win all the time, they can play any army because they know and can master the core rules. They just have to learn that new army data sheet and then they're good to go. Shooting phase. See, I'm trying to get to consolidating pylon. That's really going to be the biggest thing about this, is knowing those specific rules will get you better at the fight phase in general. when you can shoot a pistol, when you can't shoot a pistol, different types of weapons, assault, sustain, lethal. It took me forever to fucking memorize sustain and lethal. Hazardous still kind of up in the air. Charge phase, here we go. So charge, so from page 29 and onwards to the fight phase, to the pile-in phase, to the consolidate phase. So from 29 to, what page is 36, I would memorize as much as humanly possible, because there's a lot in these couple of pages that will win you games, that will stop your opponent from getting on objectives, they'll stop your opponents from consolidating on objectives, it will stop your opponent from letting you consolidate on different objectives, letting you pile into different units, letting you to get those charges that you weren't supposed to get before. There's so much in these couple pages specifically that my list in Chaos Cult allow me to bend and use the rules to my advantage to get the most out of that army. Why Chaos Cult is so devastating is because of these phases right here: the movement phase, the charge phase, the pile in, consolidate. All that is what wins me games. That, honestly, it's not the data sheets, it's not the lists, it's that specific thing, using these cultists to steal objectives, is what wins me GTs and tournaments and stuff like that. So this is all right here. Share this with all your friends, because this right here is what is going to get you better at winning games. It's not having the best army, it's not having the biggest army, it's not spending the most money, unless you're a Grandmaster Patreon. It's having the core rules memorized and practicing them to your advantage. That is it. So that is my next tidbit. What can I make my last two tidbits for my Patreons? All right, so the last tidbit or two is going to be on my Patreon page specifically. So if you guys are Patreons, stay tuned. If you're not, head over to patreon.com, support the channel so you get all these specific stuff ahead of time on YouTube. And shit like this is only for Patreons, so you guys get to watch this specifically. But guys, I appreciate it. Good luck, and we'll see you in another video soon. What's up, gents? 40k Dirtbags here. If you guys are thinking about joining the Patreon page, we're going to go over each tier and how it's going to benefit you and what you're looking for specifically to get out of 40k in 10th edition coming up. There's a lot of stuff to go over. There's a lot of tactical videos up on the channel, which is for free. There's going to be a bunch of perks that you get specifically for being a part of the Dirtbag Nation Patreon page. So first off, we have the first tier, which is $1 a month. You guys get first access to the videos over at patreon.com. You also get access to the Discord, which is specifically a private link in the Discord that only Patreon members can see. So you guys will have first access to that. Also a benefit is Patreons over the Dirtbag Nation get live streamed games on patreon.com streamed from YouTube, but there's only links specifically for the patreons.com. So not only do you get first access to these videos, you also get to see live stream games specifically only on patreon.com. The next tier is the Justicar. You guys get a shout out on every single video on YouTube. You also get to support us a little bit more. You get first dibs at voting on Discord, as well as you just kind of say, hey, I just want to be a Justicar Dirtbag and support you guys a little bit more than that $1 a month tier. But you get all the same access as well as the different color over on the Discord. So the third tier is the competitive Dirtbag. This tier, you get a lot more one-on-one coaching. This is a lot of the Dirtbags over on the Dirtbag Nation. They are able to send out messages one-on-one, go over list ideas, tactics, anything you guys want to talk about. When I was getting into 40K, or really any game in general, I always wanted to message the top players in the meta and just ask them questions. This $10 a month tier gets you that opportunity to message us one-on-one on Discord, so that way we can actually coach you, give you our insights, suggestions, and that's going to get you better at the 40k 10th edition as a whole. So that tier alone, just $10 a month to have one-on-one coaching, one-on-one messages anytime throughout the month, that's going to be a perfect tier for you guys. Even if you're brand new to the game, we go over 1,000-point list, 1,500-point list, 2,000-point brand new starting list, team list, anything you guys need. That's what the competitive Dirtbag tier is for. Also, you get a little bit red number name tag on Discord, so people know that you're really serious about getting into the competitive scene. The Grandmaster Dirtbags. This is the all-in-all $25 a month tier. You get one-on-one coaching, everything we said prior to this, but you guys get to see me, Mike, any of the other Dirtbags play your specific list that you want to see tested out live on one of our battle reports. You guys get to mention, suggest videos you guys want to see coming up on patreon.com. So you guys get the above first tier benefit of everything that we do over at Dirtbag Nation. All the support mainly comes from you guys supporting us over here at Dirtbag Nation. And Grandmasters, I can't thank you enough, but for $25 a month, you get one-on-one coaching and anything you want to see live on the tabletop. So you get to see a professional play right in front of you. You guys get to kind of like see it one-on-one, and I'm actually making this specifically for you. There's also TTS events that you guys can suggest. If you guys want to do a first 1 or 2 turn run through on TTS, we can actually log in and coach you one-on-one with that. If you guys see us at any GTs, you guys get special benefits, free dice, stuff like that. Anytime you purchase a merch thing on Discord, you guys get a free limited edition Dirtbag dice sent to you with every single purchase on top of that. So there's a lot of benefits coming up with the Grandmaster Dirtbag. Because I can't thank you enough for supporting us. Definitely let me know which tier would be best for you if you go over to patreon.com and specifically go to a tier. And make sure you don't forget to message me up on Discord. That's where we check every single day. If you guys are really into getting into 10th edition 40k, head over to Patreon, join the Competitive Dirtbag or the Grandmaster. Message me as many times as you possibly want, and I'll coach you the best I possibly can on any specific army that you guys play. Mainly our armies right now, currently, going into 2024 is going to be Chaos Space Marines, Grey Knights, Death Guard, and then we have Custodes, Sisters, and I think that's it going into the wings of 2024. But again, any other army that you guys play, we have other coaches lined up for the Dirtbags that are ready to take on that role of the Competitive Dirtbag page. So guys, really appreciate it. Thanks for clicking on the video. Thanks for joining the Dirtbag Nation if you guys are already a part of us. And we'll see you in another video soon.